I wanted to share how I made my money, step by step, explaining everything in depth so you can actually understand how this all happened. And to a lot of you wondering if I took any money from my dad, the answer is yes. He was giving me $10 per week, and somehow I managed to save that up slowly over a few years until I had $500. And that $500, I used it to buy assets, software and tools to make my very first games. I didn't grow up rich. I wasn't born into connections. I made my money from real products. I built actual things. I failed hard, and I started young and never stopped. This is how it all happened. The real way I made millions. I was 13 years old when I saw a news article. It was about a 14-year-old kid who made a mobile game. And I thought, if he can do it, why cannot I? That same day, I googled how to make a game. I knew nothing, no code, no design, no logic. But I was curious, obsessed, and I wanted to prove something. I asked my best friend to build a game with me. He said yes, okay. We were hyped, but within 2 weeks, he gave up. He said, "It's too hard, bro." And honestly, he wasn't wrong. But anyway, I kept going. For a full year, I worked every single day. I taught myself how to code, how to animate, how to design. I poured everything into that project. And after 1 year of sweat and tears, it failed. The truth is, I couldn't even publish it. Turns out, making a game is way harder than it sounds. But I didn't quit. Instead, I changed my strategy. I told myself, okay, maybe I'm not ready to build the next GTA. So let me go simple. Really simple. I started making small games. Minimal design, low scope, easy to finish. And guess what? They worked. I wasn't making millions yet, but I was making $500 a month. At that age, that felt like hitting the jackpot. But then, the money stopped. My downloads dried up. The games lost momentum. In that moment, I realized this isn't passive income. You've got to keep building. So I did. Between the age 14 and 17, I published 25 games. Some failed, some made a few $1,000s, some barely got 100 downloads. But I kept shipping, kept experimenting, and I kept learning for years. And then, at 16, I made the decision that changed everything. I dropped out of school. In that moment, no more distractions, no more schoolwork, no plan B. Just me and one big project. I worked on it for 2 straight years. Hundreds of prototypes, thousands of hours. And that game, it was Speed Legends. It was a beautiful game. It was ambitious. But when I launched it, it failed. I'll be honest, that one hurt. I put everything into that game, and still it didn't work. But I didn't throw it away. Instead, I went back to the drawing board and told myself, what if I just simplify this thing again? So I stripped it down, rebuilt the core, and I turned it into a pure driving simulator. No fluff, no ambition, just clean, simple fun. And I called it Ultimate Car Driving Simulator. And the moment I published it, it exploded. Top charts in over 100 countries, 10 million downloads per month, editor's choice, best simulator, featured on front pages globally. It was a huge success. I remember being in a hotel room in Hong Kong. I opened the store and I saw the game featured. I just froze. That moment, it was euphoric, the happiest moment of my life. Everything I had worked on, the lonely nights, the failed games, the dropped out friends, it all finally clicked. That was the moment I made my first real money. Millions started flowing in, and for the first time in my life, I didn't feel like an underdog anymore. I felt like a real builder. And fast forward in 2020, I started a company, hired a team, built even more games, scaled like crazy. Some games did well, some failed. I lost money, made mistakes, rebuilt from scratch. But I always kept it real. No courses, no fake guru nonsense, just real products, execution, and trial and error. And let me be real with you. I was just like a normal person. No connections, no mentorship, no one backing me. I used to watch motivational videos just like you probably do right now. I used to wonder if maybe I needed to be supported by some elite circle or the Illuminati or whatever the hell people talk about online. I was genuinely asking myself, what does it actually take to succeed in this infinite ocean of possibilities? And here is what I've actually learned after living through it. If you stay consistent for 5 years, 10 years, you will succeed. That's it. I know how impossible it feels when you're down there. I know the frustration, the self-doubt, the silence. It seems impossible to get anywhere. But if you work harder than everyone else, and I mean relentlessly, the universe, life, God, whatever you believe in, it will reward you eventually. Just understand this. It won't happen in 6 months. It won't happen in 1 year either. It will take years of effort, of building, of bleeding in silence before the world even starts to notice you. So just don't try to rush it. Just accept the timeline. Put your head down and keep building. Non-stop for years. And let me be honest with you, luck is an inherent part of the game. If I told you I didn't get lucky, I would be lying, and the life would humble me all over again. There was a moment a few years ago where I genuinely believed all of my success came from me. My skill, my grit, and my obsession. That's what I thought. But as Bill Gates once said, success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can never lose. And that's exactly what happened. I got overconfident. I started believing I couldn't fail, and life hit me hard. I lost millions of dollars, and I learned one of the most painful and powerful lessons. Luck is real. Luck is what drives opportunity. It opens the door, it creates the moment. But here is the difference. You don't wait for luck, you train for it. Because as a famous golfer once said, the more I practice, the luckier I get. This isn't to say success is about luck. It's to say that luck is part of the equation. But effort is what improves your odds 10x, 100x. If you keep showing up, building, failing, learning relentlessly for years, if you stay in the game long enough, you will get lucky eventually. Do you know the odds of being featured on Google Play? It was literally 1 in 20,000. It seemed impossible at that time, until it actually happened. And now I'm here sharing it on YouTube to show you that there is a real way to make money online. And it's not by selling your dreams. It is by building shit that actually works. This is how I did it. And guys, as always, future you is watching. Make him proud.